Yes, hope all of us are doing fine. My name is Ernest, and this Ernest Sciences and Mathematics TV channel. So in this particular case, I'm going to look at the concept of measures of central tendency. And this, of course, is going to be dealing with the concept of averages. Now, in this case, I mentioned earlier from our vast discussion on various ranges of representing data that we can have a central value or a single value that is going to give us a central point for comparing a group of numbers. And this, of course, is going to be a representative value that is going to give, of course, the information about each of this group of numbers. Now, in this case, this representative value is going to be given a term which we refer to as an average. Therefore, for us, in trying to talk about the concept of averages, these are going to be representative or numbers which are going to represent various group of numbers, or a single values which are going to represent a group of numbers. And we can describe this concept of averages in terms of representative or other representative type of average or descriptive. So we're going to have this one as representative or a descriptive average. So in this case, whenever we talk about the concept of a representative average, these are going to be typical values which are going to represent these specific groups of values which we have mentioned. Now for a descriptive average, these are going to be theoretical values which are going to represent this group of numbers. And of course, we're going to see that this specific concept of averages then therefore are going to constitute what we refer to as measures of central tendency. And in this case, we're going to look at various characteristics which are going to assist us have appropriate single values which are going to represent these specific numbers. So in this case, these are going to constitute the concept of typical averages, which we're going to give in terms of perhaps characteristics given as characteristics of these specific averages. And of course, we can just list them in this specific order. So one of the characteristics of these specific single values is that they should be based on all observations. Should be based on all observations under consideration. And then we're going to see that these specific values should be least affected by extreme observations and fluctuations of sampling. So they should be least affected. So this one, second characteristic of this specific average is whereby they should be least affected by fluctuations They should be least affected by fluctuations of sampling. And of course, I've mentioned the concept of extreme observations in this specific case. And we're going to look at this one perhaps in specific examples so that it's going to assist us understand better. So I've said that among the characteristics of these averages which are going to assist us form a good representative of a group of numbers, these averages should be based on all observations, and then they should be least affected by the fluctuations of sampling and extreme observations in that specific case. And of course, they should be capable of being treated using a further algebraic treatment. So these averages should be capable of being treated using further algebraic treatment, as I've mentioned, and they should be rigidly defined. So in this case, it should be rigidly defined as we have given above. And of course, we're going to see that among other characteristics, we're going to see that one of the properties which they should be possessed is that they should be easy to calculate and simple to understand. And simple to understand. Some of the characteristics which we can mention, of course, a number of them, but not exhaustively, that these are some of the characteristics of these representative values that we expect to be displayed. So in a summary form, I've said that they should be based on all observation. They should be least affected by the fluctuations of sampling and extreme observation. and further they should be able to be done using further algebraic treatments, and they should be rigidly defined, and lastly they should be easy to calculate and simple to understand in that particular case. Now in our next discussion we're going to look at a range of averages, and this is going to of course constitute various types of measures of central tendency, and of course we're going to use specific examples as I mentioned in this specific video, which is going to assist us of course achieve that. So that is it for now, guys. Kindly check our description boxes for various links of other videos, and also subscribe to our channel so that you can be getting updates on various uploads that we do on specific topics, particularly in this case under the concept of statistics. So that is it for now, guys. By God bless you. Catch us in our next video.